Okay, so today we are going to be doing a full bed bath. So I'm going to start with my first 5 steps. I'm going to knock, identify, explain, privacy, and hand hygiene. After I've done that, I can raise my rails. And raise my bed to a position of comfort for me, so to waist level. I'm going to put the rail down on the side that I'm working on. And I'm going to go ahead and drape my patient. And this is fan folded down all the way to the bottom. Once I've done that, I'm going to go ahead and don my gloves. My bath basin is 2/3 full of warm water. And when I check the temperature, it's going to be between 110 and 115. The first thing that I am going to wash is my patient's face. And so I'm just wiping, and this is with warm water only, okay? So there's no soap on this part. So warm water only, and I'm gonna wash my patient's face, and I'm wiping their eyes from the inner to the outer. So I'm gonna wipe her eyes, and then with the new side, just kind of wash both sides of her face. Once I've done that, I'm going to move on to her arms. So I'm going to assist her in removing her gown while keeping her covered the entire time. And I'm going to pull this out, holding it away from my uniform and rolling it inward, and then this would go into the dirty linen. So the next thing that I'm going to wash is her arm. So underneath her arm, I'm going to place a towel. And then I'm going to place my basin onto the bed and place her hand inside of that. So with my washcloth, I've got warm water. I'm gonna add soap. And I'm going to wash under her arm, her entire arm. Her hand is soaking in this basin, and I'm gonna wash her hand. Once I've done that, I can remove this basin. This is water only in here, and I'm going to rinse that arm. And then using my towel, I will pat dry. So I'm going to pat that dry. I can remove this towel. And then I would grab a clean towel. So this will be a clean towel. And this is going to go over her chest. Once I have her chest covered, I can pull this down to the peri area so I'm not exposing anything. With my washcloth, I've got water and soap. And going underneath the towel so that she stays covered the entire time, I'm going to wash her breasts, underneath each breast, Switching sides. I'm gonna wash her abdomen. Switching sides, just kind of getting her shoulders and her neck. With a new washcloth. This is water only. And I'm going to rinse everything. And I'm keeping her covered this entire time. And then with my towel, I'm just going to pat everything dry. After I've done that, I'm going to cover her back up. Remove this towel. This would go into dirty linen. I would do her other arm. For this skill, we're only going to do one arm, one leg, and then we're just verbalizing that we would go to the other side. So I've cleaned the other arm. Once I've done that, then I'm going to remove these gloves. Those would go into the dirty linen. Before I'd remove these gloves, I'm going to verbalize that I would change this water. Okay, so with gloves on, I'm just going to verbalize that I've changed my water and I've got new warm water. Now I'm going to perform hand hygiene and put on clean gloves. So with my new warm water, I'm going to come down to her leg, and I'm going to place a towel, keeping her covered the entire time. I'm going to place a towel underneath her leg. And I'm going to take my basin and just kind of soak her foot in it as I am cleaning her leg. Okay, so water and soap. And I'm going to clean, keeping her covered the entire time, starting at her thigh. When I get about mid-thigh, I can switch sides. Wash the remainder. I'm going to switch sides. Removing this basin, I'm going to wash her feet. Now with a new washcloth, this is water only, and I'm going to rinse everything. After I've rinsed everything with a clean towel, I'm going to pat everything dry. Into dirty linen, and this as well is going into dirty linen. And then I'm going to again verbalize that I would do the same thing on the other side, so I've washed the other leg. Again, I'm going to empty my bath water and fill it with new warm water. I'm going to remove these gloves again, perform hand hygiene, and don new gloves. So I've washed her arm, her midsection, her leg, both arms, both legs. Now I'm going to roll her over and do her back side. So her back and her buttocks. So I'm going to assist her in rolling over, keeping her covered the entire time. And with a new washcloth, I've got water and soap, and I'll just wash her back. And then switching sides, I'll wash her buttocks. And then with a different washcloth, this is going to be water only, and I'm going to rinse everything. Switching sides from back to butt. And then with a clean towel, I'm going to pat everything dry. And then this is disposed of in dirty linens. So I'm going to lay her back down. And again, I'm going to dump this and change out my water. When I've done that, I'm going to remove my gloves, perform hand hygiene, and new gloves. So every time that we're changing that water, we're hand hygiene and putting new gloves on. Once I've done that, I'm going to position my patient for pericare. Once I have my patient positioned for pericare and I have my gloves on, I can just verbalize to my evaluator, I would complete pericare. Pericare is a complete separate skill, so we don't have to do it along with bed bath. So I'm only verbalizing, I would complete pericare. Once I've verbalized that, now I can remove these gloves and dispose of them. So now I have cleaned the arm, I've cleaned the face, I cleaned the arm and the midsection, changed my water, cleaned both legs, changed my water, cleaned their back, changed my water, cleaned their peri area. Everything is clean at this point, okay? So now I can assist my patient to get dressed. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this bath blanket. Didn't happen, and if it does, we just say it didn't happen. I'm gonna fan fold this down. I'm folding this inward. This is gonna go into the dirty linen. I've got my clean gown. You can place the gown first and then do your lotion and deodorant, or you can go ahead and do lotion and deodorant, and we're just kind of picking that up and verbalizing to our evaluator that we've done that. And now we can dress our patient, keeping her covered the entire time. So I'm going to put my arm through. Tie her down. Okay. Now I'm just making sure that she is covered and comfortable. I'm gonna raise my rail, lower my bed back down to the floor, making sure my bed looks nice and neat. I'm going to lower both rails, and then I can do my last 3 steps, call light, hand hygiene, report, and report.